Welcome back to SwitchCorner, my name is Alex and I figured one last bonus Black Friday deals video it wouldn't hurt, and as always I'm covering the US, Canada, UK, EU and Australia. I do want to get straight into this one, but I'm releasing this video with good reason, so hit subscribe, join us here for reviews and deals daily, and let's get started. Black Friday then has crushed it for deals, and this will be my last bonus video on that topic. After today, I'm going to be back to the Thursdays and Saturdays for deals with reviews and lists in between for that daily content. In fact, I had a review go live today on the channel Warp Drive. Check that out in the pinned comment below. Also, you can check out there all of my other Black Friday eShop coverage. It's somewhere in the region of 5 videos. I wanted to drop this last extra video though because there's still a ton of games I haven't covered, especially hidden gems or prices that match what we've seen before. Then additionally in the US and Canada we might get these deals till December 5th, but for those of you in the UK, EU and Australia, they actually end tomorrow at time of recording, November 30th. If you do grab anything then, consider using cornershop.gg for discounted eShop credit. You'll get 10% off at checkout using code CORNER, and that's going to be instant delivery via email. All of the deals today then available in all regions except one, and I've got 15 games for you all. Breathedge then to kick us off, and this will be for the sci-fi fans out there, a first-person survival experience. What makes this unique? It's the environment. You know, much like Subnautica, we get full 360-degree movement to try and overcome the odds ahead of us, and basically our spaceship is destroyed and now we must find a way to get back to safety, which leads to, of course, resource gathering and exploration, all while managing health and oxygen. I was really impressed with this port. I thought it looked great on the Switch, and this location, it's just huge. The only real downfall of the game, it's the ending. It takes some 15 or so hours to reach this kind of part, but it devolves into almost endless corridors, and that payoff, not really what I had hoped for. Either way though, look, till at this point I loved it. You can see my full review in the pinned comment, and it's matching the low price 50% off. Grimvalor then was a game I reviewed here on the channel some time back now, and I really enjoyed it. Find that video in the pinned comment below, but it's here with 60% off, a new low price. And originally, this one, it started life as an iOS and Android game, but I'm gonna say here, do not let that put you off. I think it was absolutely worthy of a console release. The story, we are out to uncover the truth behind the lost king of this world. Honestly, the story, not all of that in depth, but the locals are creepy monsters out to kill you along the way, and then we do get friendlies as well, and I just enjoyed the excuse to battle on. The gameplay though, a platformer with light Metroidvania and RPG elements. No stamina system though or anything like that though, so it's not too difficult, and I really think it's a bit of a hidden gem. Problems wise, to kind of balance this out, a weak map, a few dodgy animations, and occasionally environments they can feel a dash repetitive. Disc Room then is Devolver Digital doing what they do best, bringing us the more unusual, and while the narrative made little to no sense for me, I did enjoy the gameplay. It's almost like this arcade style, think quick deaths but even quicker reloads, just keeps you coming back. In this one though, we enter a world full of rooms that we must navigate, each filled with flying blades. Now we must fight them, and it's all based on a timer. It gets incredibly challenging, but it's a personal favourite, and you can find my full review down below. It's matching the low price then, that is 50% off. A quick self-plug then, XboxCorner, you should check it out if you have an Xbox One S or X. We have deals videos including recent Black Friday coverage, alongside reviews, strategy guides, graphical comparisons, and Game Pass breakdowns. Recent videos include Need for Speed Unbound, Gungrave Gore, Evil West, and Vampire Survivors. We even recently covered Animal Shelter Simulator. I've linked the channel in the pinned comment below. The Messenger then, while I'm on Devolver Digital, obvious game honestly, but an incredible one at that, so I always enjoy giving it a shout out. For me, few games can match it, and it's got this unique build of pretty traditional action platformer before turning into a Metroidvania, and that's alongside 2 visual styles as well, 8-bit and 16-bit, representing moving through time. I'd definitely watch a full review, and it gets incredibly challenging at points, this game, especially the platforming, but the reward here, it is huge, and it's easily worth full price, so yeah, matching the low at 60% off, that is not bad at all. The soundtrack as well, it just completely tops it off. Olija then is my final Devolver Digital release. I was a big fan of this one as well, an action platformer. You are shipwrecked in a mysterious world and must get your crew now to safety through exploration and combat. The latter's kind of the unique element. You have a magical staff which can do things like teleport you all over the place, that later then bleeds into environmental puzzles. It's definitely a short game, sadly, maybe 3 hours at a push, but check out my full review if it looks like one for you. It's matching the low price then, that is 50% off. A couple of quick mentions then, as these are heavy hitters, but Doom Eternal, it returns with 75% off, matching the low price. It's one of the best first-person shooters on the Switch. Come here to slay demons from hell that have invaded Earth. I have a preview on the channel, find that pinned below, but I don't think it really needs an introduction. Then Dark Souls Remastered, back matching the low with 50% off. Now this one's a great port of this incredible game, an entry that will forever be known now as a classic, and it may be worth jumping on it because we rarely see it on sale. I've been waiting forever, it seems, to see it go any lower. The visuals and the world though are stunning, and the gameplay, a combination of strategic combat centered around stamina, huge boss encounters, and a world that wants you dead quickly. Skullgirls' second Encore then will be for the fight fans out there. This one's underappreciated, and I got to thinking about it recently as I'm putting together a top fighter list right now for the channel, one of many lists that will be hitting SwitchCorner in December. Now they recently dropped them fighting herds as well on the same engine, but it's just such a good platform, and the visuals here are stunning, a great hand-drawn look to it all. Throw in then 14 fighters and a great control scheme, and yeah, absolutely a winner. Also good for any ability. It even has a fully voiced story. It's a new low price then, 66% off. Lumines Remastered then is Puzzle Genius, and it's a new low price of 70% off, a musical puzzle game. This one, it's all about dropping blocks along to the rhythm, which is typically going to be house, trance or techno. That will actually impact how it feels as well, at that speed of the music. It plays an important part in the speed of the gameplay, and you're essentially out to make combos with these elements. It packs online leaderboards as well as local 2-player support, and I do not think you can go wrong at this price point. SD Gundam Battle Alliance then is my pickup of the week. It's a new low here with 30% off. I covered the demo on the channel, find that down below. I somewhat have an idea of what to expect though, third-person action adventure that seems to bring generations together. I can't say I know much about the series, it's one I've always intended to catch up on, but I did finally want to jump into the game and give it a go because it definitely seemed fun from what I saw. If you have played it, let us know if it's worth the cash in the comments down below, but as always, it's not a recommendation like the rest of the list, rather, maybe you'll want to join me for that ride. Katana Kami, A Way of the Samurai Story, then always a popular video on my channel. I believe I was one of the few to cover it, which has led to it being one of the biggest videos here, and that always spikes during a sale. I'll pin that video down below. Right now though, it's matching the lower 60% off, and for many it wasn't the Way of the Samurai they would have wanted, including myself, but it is a fun dungeon crawler. The concept is simple. We meet a man, his daughter, taken as he owes a debt, but he runs this weapon store. Now we must enter these dungeons at night, collect materials, and earn the money needed to bring her home. It's a repetitive game, but the constant loop of loot, it is satisfying. Star Wars The Force Unleashed then is here with 25% off. That is a new low, and developers aspire kind of a hit and miss record with Star Wars, but this is one I really enjoyed. My full review, it's in the pinned comment below. Here though, we get a third-person action game, and I always thought it was ahead of its time with some incredible lightsaber-based combat, and it even has some basic motion controls, but I will say not one-to-one. Story-wise, we are Starkiller, Darth Vader's secret apprentice, and we are destined to hunt down and destroy the Jedi. It's not a smart game, honestly, but some great locations, some great enemies. Definitely showing its age as well, but still a lot of fun, especially the Force powers. Ruined King, a League of Legends story, then I'm a big fan of this release. I do want to cover it at some point here on the channel. This though, it's the same team that released Battle Chasers, and honestly it's the same game, but that is not a bad thing because it was a blast, and this is just such a unique world that deserved a little extra narrative. A turn-based RPG, the exploration is fun, and it's all lane-based combat. Definitely quite in depth, so do watch some gameplay first, but I think it is well worth this new low of 50% off. It's a good 25 or so hour story as well to keep you busy. Death's Gambit Afterlife then is our penultimate game, and this one I played it on PlayStation originally before getting my hands on the Switch build, and this, a self-described hardcore 2D action platformer. This edition is expanded too. It includes 10 new levels, 30 new weapons, 5 new boss fights, as well as technical game adjustments. This is just a huge game though, but also a great time. Think Metroidvania in design, so new moves and weapons, they allow you to traverse further, and then alongside that we get character classes, a new game plus style spin on completion of boss encounters, and customization. It's a real winner of a game, this one, and a new low price, 40% off. Monster Train First Class then is our final game, and this was exclusive to those in the UK, EU and Australia. For the discount, that is 50% off. I reviewed it here on the channel, find that in the pinned comment below. One of, if not though, the best roguelike deck builders on the Nintendo Switch, next to Slay the Spire. Here we play as essentially Hal, who are desperate to relight beacons before we are frozen. What makes it unique, we are battling across multiple floors, but with a huge amount of difficulty options and a selection of cards, you cannot go wrong here. It kept me coming back personally ever since it launched, and my full review it is in the pinned comment below. And that is the video down. Will you be adding any final deals to the library, or are you done with Black Friday? Let me know in the comments. With that then, hit subscribe, join us here for reviews and deals daily, and I'll see you all on the next video. Thanks everyone.